I recently took Black Cat up to rank 2, and I've opened 4 loyalty crystals in my entire account's lifespan, and she is the only one where I'm like, wow, this is actually really good pull, so I took her to rank 2, and I've definitely not regretted it. She's been very helpful for some Battlegrounds fights, some war fights, and we're just going to be taking her all over the game in this showcase and showing a bunch of cool things that she can do. She's obviously a character that does focus a lot around ability accuracy reduction, and in any circumstances where this can happen, she's going to largely benefit in her damage department, and we're going to see a lot of that in the Battlegrounds fights, but she's also just a very cool champ in general, very bleed focused. You want to get a bunch of crit bleeds off the SP2 and stuff like that. But she also has one of the best synergies, champion to relic synergies, in the entire game, and that is with the Black Widow relic here. So I'm just showing off, I think you should run crit rate as a stat focus for sure, but as far as a relic, you gotta run Black Widow, because it just makes her a total game changer. Basically, Black Cat has an ability where she's going to pause all of her personal effects, including the bleeds on the opponent, for about 2 seconds whenever you fail an ability. And what this relic does is it places a debuff on the defender that will cause an ability to fail whenever you hit the opponent. So that's just free real estate at that point, when you kind of just go for the SP2, drop the relic right after, hit the opponent while the relic debuff is active, and then the bleeds just stay paused. Even though you're not failing anything, the relic debuff says you're failing stuff. So we're going to start in Realm of Legends. I'm going to show 2 rotations here. The first one is just where I kind of spam, like trying to bait out heavy attacks and counter them with heavies. And then the next one I'm just going to play kind of normally, where I don't do that, and just compare the two. They both have their places. I wouldn't be doing the heavy to heavy counter all the time for a lot of Battleground stuff, but I do think it's very nice for some fights, like longer fights, where you do want to ramp to like your max, and so you just want to switch that calling card constantly. So that's kind of what we're starting with, but again, in the next fight, we're going to just do a different rotation where we're not doing anything fancy like we are here. So I'm going to throw the relic, and some of my bleeds are going to fall off before I can pause them, but we do catch at least 1 at the end. I think it's like 2. And then, yes, whenever we hit Winter Soldier, the bleeds are continuing to pause, but now that beeper debuff is gone, and we don't have that to rely on anymore, but that's okay. We're just going to go for another SP2. It's going to do a lot of damage, and then Winter Soldier is going to die very shortly after, so we get a crit on every single hit. She has increased crit rating on the special attack per combo meter, and obviously our combo was pretty high there, so there we go. Next up, we're moving on to Captain Marvel, where I'm just going to show you like a more chill rotation, where you don't really focus on countering specials and countering heavies, because you don't need to do that oftentimes. You can just kind of hit the opponent, get to an SP2, and then profit from there. And that's what we're going to do for this fight. Sometimes I will throw some heavies just because I have the calling card on me and I might as well, but I'm not going to force wacky openings by trying to counter special attacks or heavy attacks. I'm just going to go for it with a parry heavy and stuff. So there I bait a special, she throws it, and then I'm going to go for a heavy right here, another heavy while she's in the corner, because that will count as a calling card rating. And there we go, we get a crit on 5 of the SP2 hits, throw the relic immediately, and now we have the beeper active, and just look at her health melt, man. It's just complete annihilation at this point. And yeah, she's just going to die very fast after this. We're going to go for another SP2 if the bleeds don't kill her first, and yeah, the bleeds kind of killed her first. I don't have deep wounds. If you have deep wounds, like throwing the relic after the special 2 is much easier to do, just because you're not too worried about those bleeds falling off too fast. But if you have deep wounds, that's something that you have to worry about much less. And she also just benefits a lot from deep wounds, so it would be nice if I had that, but I don't. It's unfortunate, but it's all good. And here's a fight you've probably seen before, Labyrinth of Legends, Red Hulk. We're taking this with Black Cat. I'm pretty sure she has like speed records for this kind of thing, for this kind of fight in Labyrinth, because you fail an ability basically all the time. I'm pretty sure it's because of the Labyrinth evade system, where they have like a 1% chance to evade all attacks. Well, you fail that every time that it obviously doesn't trigger, so that is just free real estate for ramping up your cruelties, and your bleeds will stay paused and stuff like that. So we go for heavy there. I'm going to go for one more heavy after I bait his heavy, and then we go for it. And we want to place the sabotage because that's just going to do extra burst damage every time we hit him. And it's also going to make our ability accuracy reduction a full 100%, so we have a more likeliness to pause the debuffs every time we hit Red Hulk. So that's definitely very nice. And then yeah, the beeper is going, so it's pausing even more. And here we're going for more sabotage bursts, and we have 31 bleeds now, and it's just like, okay, yeah, this Red Hulk is absolutely dead. It's just a really fun fight, just when you can fail abilities just that consistently and such, and just keep those bleeds ticking and ticking endlessly. So a minute and 15 seconds is very, very nice for Labyrinth of Legends Red Hulk. Like, very good. Like, not a lot of champions can kill him that fast, especially when I don't have boosts or recoils or even deep wounds for Black Cat. So alright, we're going to start the Battlegrounds fights here against this Spider-Ham. And this fight doesn't go very cleanly. A lot of these fights don't go very cleanly. I'll get into more of that once we're actually in the fights. But a lot of these were recorded when the lag from the game was very high when like the update first came out. So I kind of take all of these fights and like subtract 5 seconds from the scores, and that's what they really are. Like, if we're playing in like the fixed lag state, which we're kind of in now. And also, you saw there my recording just like failed for some reason, and I lost a little bit of time on it, but that's okay. Here I'm gonna go for the beeper and pause some of those bleeds. We didn't get to pause all of them, but we also still get some sabotage burst damage to save as well. So there we go. 60-second fight. Could be like 40 seconds, honestly. It just didn't go exactly my way, especially when like the recording failed and like my fight paused during that time, and the lag and stuff. So next up, we're gonna fight Quicksilver. I believe this is a 7-star rank 2 Quicksilver. So we're even ranks here, and one thing you can fail from Quicksilver is when he's going to evade, when he's stunned or dashing in, you can fail that. But that's like the only thing you can really fail from Quicksilver, if I remember correctly. This was also a fight when I was still learning Black Cat, and I was kind of focusing a little bit too hard on the heavy attacks. Maybe a little bit, I'm not really sure. We're gonna see how this goes. But this is one of the first fights I took with Black Cat in Battlegrounds after I got her. So here I go for some parries to get rid of the whiplash on me. I'm trying to get an intercept here, and finally got one. I want to place the sabotage, and that's gonna just be really nice once I can get my beeper up. So what I should have done is just try to get the relic off immediately. Like there I finally do, but I kind of lost a lot of damage from the bleeds. And then we drop an SP1 here, and he's dead shortly after. Yeah, there we go, he's dead just like that. So not like the fastest fight, but definitely not too bad at all either. 66 seconds minus lag time, it evens out a little bit more. But next we're going to fight this rank 5 Ascended Photon. Black Cat is pretty good for Photon. I think I messed this fight up just because I played bad, which is going to be a common theme in these Battlegrounds fights. I don't know why I just played so bad in some of them, but basically, Photon will place debuffs on you when you hit her with a light attack, or like your first or third light attack, and then I believe it might be the same with like a medium. Like there, that's where I messed up. I just got hit somehow. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're going to go for a heavy counter there. I do want to focus on getting my combo meter up a little bit, just so that I can fail abilities, but now, like right here, it's definitely enough. I don't need to work on it anymore. We're going to get the SP2 counter, meaning I have the card on me, so I drop the sabotage, and we get some nice crits on the SP2, and then the sabotage is just going to do a lot of burst damage when I hit Photon right after, and then even more burst damage when I get the beeper debuff. So there we go, that Photon is definitely dead, and that was a 54-second fight. That should have been almost full health, honestly. I just messed up. Next up, we're going to fight a Thing. Black Cat is very, very good for Thing. This is like one of my oldest popular videos, when I was playing like a 6-star rank 3 Black Cat. But I like destroyed Thing in a Battlegrounds fight, and she's still just very, very good for Thing, because you're going to eventually like fail the chance for him to gain rock stacks, and then while you're still building up your ability accuracy reduction, you still will place a bleed that he's immune to, so he's going to lose rock stacks there. This was from the Chaos meta, or Chaos, or whatever it's called. So we do have some weird things going on in the fight, obviously. There, I shouldn't probably have thrown the relic. Well, I'm not sure if I should have thrown the relic at that moment, or if I should have waited. Either way, it doesn't really matter. He's just dead. 47-second thing fight, really, really nice. Next up is Hulkling, and this fight is very, very good for Black Cat, just because whenever he has like a shapeshift charge, which he almost always will, you're just going to fail him trying to proc a regen. So that's just free bleed pauses, free sabotage damage, and stuff like that. But I am going to eat an SP3 in this fight, just because he wouldn't throw it and then eventually got caught on a dash back. So another Battlegrounds fight where I made a critical mistake, making my scores very low. But that's alright, it's okay. See, like here, I'm baiting it, he doesn't want to throw it, he still doesn't want to throw it. I get an intercept trying to hit his block, and then I just get caught because he just throws attacks into the air for some reason and eventually catches me. So that's cool. Like, if he just throws the SP2, we wouldn't have had these problems, but it's all good. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, I need to drop the SP2, get the sabotage, he's gonna die. Like, I just need to, you know, get the fight going at this point. And yeah, the sabotage damage is very nice. Now we place a beeper debuff on him, we're doing even more damage. He's just melting at this point. I just wish I didn't have to eat an SP3 before this happened. So anyway, we go for an SP2, and that's just gonna definitely finish the job. So yeah, I love Black Cat for Hulkling. I just wish that I had a cleaner fight to show off how good she is for it. That might be another old video of mine too, though. Black Cat versus Hulkling. I feel like that might have been something I've uploaded. But anyway, next up we are going to fight, I believe it's Jessica Jones. Let's see. Yeah, it's Jessica Jones. So here we are going to counter a heavy attack, and then I'm going to go for a heavy of my own, I think. No, I'm not. Interesting. I know I want the sabotage in this fight. I'm surprised I didn't, like, maneuver the calling card a little bit. But I also probably don't need to. So it wouldn't really matter too much. But anyway, I'm trying to get to an SP2, and then, dude, she has like the fastest heavy recovery time I've ever seen. So we dropped the SP2, and we lost our combo, obviously. So we actually do get really lucky crit RNG, I will admit, though. I'm surprised how many hits of those crits, but I shouldn't have lost 25% of my health. I should have just finished this fight full health, so frustrating, but also, yeah, very, very good JJ counter. I don't have a lot of good JJ counters in my deck, so being able to use Black Cat for that is very, very nice. Alright, next up we're moving into some off-season war fights, starting with this Nick Fury on node 8. Black Cat is very good for Nick Fury for like the same reason as Hulkling. You hit him and then you're going to be failing something. In this case, it's Nick's tactical charges, obviously. So if you can't get a lot of tactical charges, you're reducing a lot of the threat of the fight, being like he goes unblockable, or he eventually is gonna gain a fury buff, so he's gonna like hurt you if you get hit like really badly. So anyway, we're gonna get there pretty fast to be able to shut down his tactical charges. I mean, we just need to work on countering heavy attacks to build combo up fast, and you can see ability failed there, which is really nice. But we need to get the sabotage up, ideally, as fast as possible, because that's going to give us the full 100% ability accuracy reduction. And I just need to throw the SP2 with the card on me, and then I have it. And, dude, you can just see Nick Fury getting absolutely destroyed, man. If I had power backs on for that fight, like if this was an in-season war, it would be a lot better, because I could, like, get to another SP2 faster, because at this point it's just like, okay, I'm not really doing a lot of damage until I get to an SP2 again, because he obviously shrugged my sabotage and stuff. So at this point I do have to deal with the fact that he could be gaining tactical charges. I am failing it very frequently though, and then he throws an SP1 into my block. I'm like, dude, why? I'm trying to hit your block and you just special intercept me. Whatever. At this point, we drop the SP2, and yeah, he's just dead. So, small mistake in that fight, but it still went very well. And, funnily enough, they placed, like, another defender that Black Cat can just abuse with her sabotage right on the path. So, we're gonna fight a Rintra next, and Rintra is the same thing. You are going to be able to fail him gaining mystical charges whenever you hit him, and like, it just turns Rintra into potato. One of my least favorite things about fighting Rintra is just sometimes I will forget that, hey, you don't want to hit him in the corner when he has a certain amount of mystical charges, but in Black Cat's case, we'll just make it to where he doesn't have mystical charges, and then that's a non-issue. So that's really nice, and we're going to go for a heavy-to-heavy counter there, and at this point, we just want to go for heavy-to-heavies, build up our combo as fast as possible, and then go for a sabotage, and then the cow is just completely dead. This guy has a lot of crit resist, but we are still going to be critting him decent bit for some reason, which I'm surprised how much we did crit him. Honestly, I've probably thrown way too many heavy attacks at this point. I do want to get my combo as high as possible because of said crit resist, obviously, for when I drop the SP2, I want to make sure I get a bunch of crits on it. But we get 1 crit, and then, yeah, just 2 crits, but that's fine. We're going to be using a lot of sabotage damage too, so it's all good. At this point, yeah, you can see the ability failed and stuff. And then, yeah, we have the beeper up now, so he's just very dead. She's very good for Rintra. Another fight that I might have uploaded before as a 6-star rank 3 Black Cat, so... we're going to fight another Nick Fury, but this time on a definitely harder node, and this is going to be on Right Back At It. Not Right Back At It, what am I saying? One Eye Open, and Make a Stand. So, we're going to get to the SP2, ideally with like the same rotation as normal, with just a lot of combo meter and stuff, and then place the sabotage, and then hopefully he dies. But I do have to deal with the fact that I can't really parry in this fight. That's okay, we're trying to throw a bunch of heavy-to-heavy counters anyway, just to ramp up, so there's that. But anyway, we are going to be giving him a bunch of tactical charges at the start of the fight, but eventually we're going to be shutting that off just fine. So yeah, we have our combo meter at 39 now, and it's just continuing to go up. I forgot about One Eye Open there, but it's okay. We're fine. We can go for the counter. And here I'm just going to drop the SP2 in just a minute. I don't think I meant to parry there, but I did want to throw the SP2 with a little bit higher power than last time, because that means that I can get to an SP2 faster, which is very important for when he enters the second life and stuff. So I'm going to throw the relic here just to keep getting me closer to that second bar of power. And at this point, his protection's coming back, but we're going to be able... Oh, okay. Well, I should have knocked him down with that heavy counter. But that's okay. We're probably going to get another one really quick. Yeah, we dropped the SP2. Actually, I'm just going to remove protection that way, which also works. And yeah, look at his health. It's just gone, man. It's so gone. He's just losing health so fast with those bleeds and sabotage when I hit him, so yeah, I think I have one more war fight. It's gonna be against Photon on node 11, and let's see, what does node 11 do? I don't even remember. It has Sadist. Okay, so yeah, each debuff on Photon, it's gonna increase her attack and such, but there's not much else to this node for Photon. She's kind of here as a path splitter, which is kind of weird, but also it's fine, whatever. I'm going for a heavy counter there. We get it. Want to build that combo up ASAP when we're playing Black Cat against Photon, just to shut off all the debuff gains as soon as possible. She also just has a very easy heavy counter. It's just 2 dashbacks, charge heavy, so that's really nice. Here, I'm trying to get her to do something, and then I go for the counter mid-heavy, just to get the card on myself. And I want to make sure to have the card on myself, of course, for when I drop the SP2, because that is going to be what gives me the sabotage, or gives her the sabotage, I should say. And yeah, we obviously don't benefit from bleeds, but that's okay. Well, I shouldn't have parried there, but that's alright. Here I'm just like, dude, give me an opening, please. And then I finally get one, so now I can start failing abilities finally. Throw the relic. That's going to place the beeper, which is going to be very nice. And I need to bait one more heavy, or not. And my sabotage fell off. Okay. She just wouldn't throw a heavy, man. It sucks, but it is what it is. But we're really close to 2 bars of power, so she's almost going to die again. And look, Photon's at 7 charges. Like, we're just failing her charge gain so well. It's absolutely beautiful. Love using Black Cat for Photon, so... Anyway, there's that fight, and then the final fight of the video is going to be this Spring of Sorrow Viv Vision, which we're going to be taking with Black Cat, obviously. And this is another fight where it's just like, okay, you get the sabotage and kind of profit, but it wasn't too easy getting the sabotage active. Lining stuff up in this fight felt a little weird, just because you also have to find a way to get to 2 bars of power where you can, well, you can fail up to 60% ability accuracy reduction before the sabotage, I think, and then the sabotage is another 40. So there's still going to be a chance that we get power drained until we place that sabotage. So basically what I need to do is just let the heist expire with the card on Viv, which is going to place the sabotage on Viv. Ideally also not get hit by her SP1, that would be great. But basically once the heist starts getting below 10, I'm going to go for a heavy attack and just place that card on Viv and then get that sabotage. And it looks like I'm not going to get it here because I, for some reason, didn't try to go for heavy. But that's alright, we're gonna go for a heavy later. I know I'm gonna eventually start doing this correctly. Anyway, yeah, you can see this Viv, you know, not much is happening now. We just need to, like, get ourselves set up, and then it's gonna be great. Black Cat obviously can fail the evade, which she's gonna get if we don't finish our combos, but it's not, like, the most reliable thing, so sometimes she is still gonna evade like she did there, but that's okay. Basically at this point I'm just letting the heist run out again, keep dexing those SP1s, and yeah, we're down to 30 seconds on the heist. Ideally this time I have the card on Viv for when it expires, because then I am going to actually place the sabotage and stuff. So anyway, baiting another SP1, really don't want to push Viv to SP2. I really wish she had like a, as I push her SP2, I really wish she had like an SP1 bias node or something, but it's okay. We nail the parries on only 2 of them, but it's okay. Go for the heavy attack to place the card on Viv, and then at this point the sabotage is up, which is really nice, and I'm just gonna profit from a bunch of burst damage when I hit her, with mediums and lights only though, because she only tries to power drain you when you hit her with a medium or light. So at this point we are doing a nice bit of damage, and this fight, you know, takes a while. It should have gone way faster. I've seen it go way faster. I just didn't line it up as properly as I should have, so that's a little annoying, but it's all good. We dex another SP1, go for the counter. Can't really save the sabotage, but that's all right. We're gonna go for a heavy attack. Or not, we don't need to, because we can just throw the SP2, place the sabotage that way. So Viv throws her SP1 again, I go for the counter, I'm doing a bunch of sabotage damage now, and yeah, we have the beeper, so that's really nice. And at this point, I'm like, okay, Viv, she won't be power draining me anymore. I just get to another SP2. If my beeper falls off, my sabotage falls off, I can just place it again really fast because I'm at an SP2. But maybe we don't even need to deal with that. Looks like we are, so that's alright. The card is on Viv, but I'm going to get it on me there. And at this point, the sabotage is back active, and then like a couple combos is just going to finish the job. And that's going to be this Viv Vision fight. And also, that'll be the end of my Black Cat showcase. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Black Cat is a really cool champ. I'm not the biggest fan of the skill class in general, but she is very fun to use. And I definitely am glad I have her at rank 2 now. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.